Behold, lore accurate Varka. Oh, this is the dumbest glitch in the game. I love it. The best part about it is you just get teleported back after the end of it, so you can just go on and do it all over again. All you need to do is switch to his, special story weapon skin, or switch off of it. And it like resets his state to like a standing position and whatever. Now, the main thing I want to show this video is Varka being versatile, because I think that's his actual strength in his kit. And I think he is meaningfully balanced around that versatility, although to be clear, I do think they balance him to be a little bit less powerful, because I think they are scared of releasing a DPS that is too versatile, because I think most players, right, if you pull Varka instead of like Skirk in the second half of this patch to deal with the Cryo Automaton in either Abyss or Stygian, they don't want you to feel like Varka is the compelling option. They want you to feel like you should still pull the likes of Skirk to deal with bosses and enemies that want to have cryo. Despite that, Varka can still definitely deal with that enemy, and I'm going to show you that. Alright, we're going to start with Stygian. And obviously this is what the ideal Fearless difficulty clear looks like. Don't question it. But the first thing I think I do want to start with is showing Varka clearing the Cryo Automaton without his signature weapon, right, at C0. And I'm going to use Shenhe, so one 5-star teammate, but I'm not going to use Escoffier. To be clear, Escoffier is a compelling option. I think his best cryo team is Escoffier, Venti, Shenhe overall, although Sucrose is basically the same. Anyways, I think Layla is the ideal here because she can be quite good at dealing with the Satan's mechanic and needs a bunch of hits of cryo, and she applies a bunch of hits of cryo. But my Layla's level 40, which, I'm going to try Charlotte Fav on Sucrose. I got enough crit. As an FYI, Sucrose does not really need to be built for any EM in this team because it's not going to meaningfully increase damage.
Take your true form. Stay clear. Animal test 63 of...
Freeze! Alright. Oh yeah, Varka has different lines if you weren't aware, but main combo we're going to be doing is N1 charge attack, N4 E, and then N1 charge attack at the end. It's not always like the best per se, but generally speaking I find it to be my preferred combo for Varka. Yeah, depending on the team you're doing, it can definitely vary a bit. Alright. Wow. Alright. Freeze! Varka missing crits. Sunder! Varka, you need to land the big crits, please. Bro, what? Is cryo wasn't it's not working? The fuck? Like, the enemy had cryo. What? Excuse me. See those non-crits? Like, this seems like, oh, that makes sense. He has 72% crit rate. But no, add 15% crit rate from cryo resonance, right? We actually should have like 88% crit rate. We're actually running 88% crit rate here, not 70, right? Like, functionally, we have 88% crit rate in this team, so missing those crits is brutal. This was meant to be a quick video, and I'm already at 40 minutes of recording, and I haven't done one boss yet. Whoopsies. I definitely yapped for too long about the silly bugs with Varka. It's fine. Alright. Freeze! Bam. Thank you for landing our crit, sir. Yes, there we go, just like that. Bam. Alright, in first rotation I think we end a little bit early. Freeze! Alright. It sounds like he's having such a good time. That's because he is. We always have a good time when we play Varka. Alright, bam.
Take your true absorption test.
Alright. Shoopow! Alright. Charlotte's voice actor is going to be changed, by the way. I'm going to miss the Shoopow. Alright. Sunder! Alright.
Transfiguration.
Alright. I think we are on pace for now. Freeze! Alright, Varka is landing his crits. I appreciate that. Up the ante. Alright, he did not land that crit. Alright. Alright, what attack pattern are you gonna do, bro? I don't know why I did that. Okay, wait, do this. Good. Managed to avoid that. Okay, yeah. Let's just do this while you're in that animation. Okay. Definitely wasn't ideal timing, I would say, but
My will
well.
absorption test. Animal test 60. Hold that pose.
I do have to wonder if I maybe should have waited to Sucrose Burst. Probably should have waited to Sucrose Burst there because... Okay. That's fine. We can definitely do this. Just gotta optimize my gameplay a little bit.
My will embodied. Animal test 6308. Hold that pose. Shoot! Bomb! Freeze!
Up the ante! Up the ante!
Take your true form. Do your master's enhanced animal module 75.
Freeze! Thunder! Up the ante!
Transfiguration. Cryo incarnate. Absorption test. Swirl. Mark 2. Smile. Breaking news.
Freeze! Thunder! Up the ante!
Take your true form. Shoot. Stand clear. Animal test 6. Say cheese. Shoot. Bomb.
Freeze! Thunder! Maria sweeping in! Thunder!
My will embodied. By ordinance divine. Animal hypostasis emulation. Smile. Hard hitting exclusive.
Freeze! Up the ante!
Transfiguration. Do your master's absorption test. Swirl. Hold that pose. Breaking news.
Up the ante!
Oh my god, finally. I'm sorry for being quiet the whole dang time, but that took me far too long. I don't know how much I'm going to include in that, but I freaking did it. The reason I tried so hard at that is because I unironically think he is one of the better DPSs in the game for dealing with this boss. Like, this boss is a really specific mechanic, and they're like if you want to beat this with Ayaka, you probably need Farina, Escoffier, Shenhe. I guess I shouldn't say need per se, because I don't know what your investment is. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to be like, I cleared with blah 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 blah, but I don't know. This was Shenhe C0 on Fav, Sucrose on Fav, Charlotte on TDDS, with a Varka on a Battle Pass weapon, but like, it definitely is possible with Wolf's Gravestone. It just was more RNG tolerable with Serpent Spine. And just for the sake of contrasting here, I'll show you Sucrose and Escoffier quick.
Up the ante!
Bon appetit.
Don't do that.
Off to the breed. Take your true form. Cryo incarnate. Absorption test. Yeah. Swirl. Mark 2. Animal.
Freeze! Up the ante! Up the ante!
A little emotion. Transfiguration. Absorption test.
On me!
Ha! The pinnacle of excellence. Adaptive process. Take your true form. By ordinance divine. Animal hypostasis emulation.
Freeze!
Okay, honestly, that clear was really bad, but, you know, case in point, you can see that Escoffier makes a meaningful difference. But my suspicion is a Rosaria with Shenhe can also do a lot of damage too. And I know this for a fact because I use Rosaria and Shenhe on my Polar Molny account. Like, I actually don't think Escoffier is that crazily compelling. But she's not bad by any means. And yeah, I don't know. I'm of the opinion that Shenhe makes more of a difference for Cryo Varka in general. There's other interesting synergies for teammates, like Chung Yoon can potentially enable shorter rotations. I found it a little bit weird to get used to, but you know, and then obviously Layla can be quite nice. I'm honestly tempted to build Layla for potentially, like, you know, Shenhe's giving a flat buff, and if there's any context where Layla can do some damage, it's with Shenhe's buff applying to her, so I don't know. But anyways, let's go fight this boss, but we're not going to use Pyro Varka. I am going to use Venti because I value my sanity against this thing's grouping mechanic. We're going to use Eon's On and Fischl. Now, Eon's On cannot trigger a electro reaction this team, so that means 4-piece Noblesse is going to be better on her. Right, there we go. Should be fine with double electro. And I'm even going to have Fischl on a crit tenacity build as well. Now, this thing's mechanic, like, Fischl in many ways is actually just straight up better than your other options, I think. I shouldn't say better per se, but you know, the frequency of hits that you deal to it is kind of how you deal with this thing's mechanic. So, anyways, we want to make sure we set up. I think I'll clear first try here. Oops, I don't have energy. That's a little bit non-ideal. Okay, do this as it's doing this. Good. And I think we're gonna be fine here. Yup. We are fine. Alright. This. Yeah, one nice thing with Eon's On with Varka is Eon's On with C6 is an 18-second burst duration. Like her buff duration overall. And Varka moves enough to keep up the buff without much problem. Goodbye, my Serpent Spine stacks. So, anyways. We're not gonna trivially clear her, I think, but it's also not that hard, right? So, yeah, anyways. Also, the sound effects here are very satisfying. Alright, well, no, I think we will trivially clear. I mean, this boss is more, it feels more Venti Shield than it feels Varka Shield. But, stop it! Oh, this boss's mechanics are something. But yeah, anyways, the freaking 25 seconds to spare, that one was trivial, right? I mean, we were using, you know, the functionally the intended units. Now, Knuckle Duckle. I don't need to show you that much with Knuckle Duckle. This thing is cringe. If you fought this, you know this thing has it's just dumb.
A moonlit night for all. Defensive mode engaged. Stay clear. Animal hypostasis simulation. Insulation chamber. Animal test 6308.
Wow, there we go. I cleared on my first try. If you want my opinion on Benefa Varka, I don't think it's a Varka team, quite frankly. It is a team where you can play Varka, to be clear. And it's not that there's zero synergy. He's definitely not like the worst option for an on-fielder with the Benefa combo. Fundamentally, the fact that he is not a terrible option as the on-fielder here does show that he has some adaptability to, you know, enemies' mechanics, and that might mean he has adaptability to other, you know, lunar shill enemies or whatever shill that happens in the future next year too. So it's important to be aware of that, because I think what's most important to most people is just whether or not they can continue using their favorite character, because main reason you should play Varka is because you like Varka. It's the main reason you should play any on-field unit. But anyways, that's Stygian done, so let's go on to the bestest Abyss cycle that ever did exist. Yay. Now the first half, as you might imagine, with this, you know, with this chamber, definitely kind of sucks. But I want to show Hydro Varka, and Hydro Varka actually works quite well, in my opinion. And my team of choice for Hydro Varka is actually going to be Mona, who's, you know, Hexarai, and she gives a quite long buff duration. Farina, of course. And then we're going to use Jean. Now I have Mona C4 and Jean C4. Varka's doing enough animo damage that this animo res decrease does matter. Enemies have to be within Jean's burst AoE though, so it's not like that incredible, to be clear. But obviously she also is a healer for Farina and whatnot. We'll be using Noblesse and TDDS Mona. Chamber 2 here is, I think, the best demonstration possible. No, the first wave is going to be just kind of annoying. But, you know, I don't really want to waste Mona buff. I wonder Sorry, my brain is thinking of optimization here. Because Mona's buff applies to enemies, like when you cast her burst, it means if I use Mona burst here, it doesn't apply to the big enemy. So I think I'm gonna try to kill these with just like Pyro Varka, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, I'm distracted. Let me optimize this a little bit, and you'll be able to see how good Hydro Varka is at dealing with this enemy.
On me.
Let the world collide! My companions.
Okay.
Up the ante.
Okay, so we'll just attack with Varka for this. Alright, and now we do things for real. Oh, I could have attacked a little bit longer with Varka, but oh well. Alright. You see how we just immediately broke it? Alright, I did wrong combo immediately, that's fine. Bam.
Up the ante.
And you can see we have him dead kind of in one rotation. You know what, burst standard? I should use that earlier. Oh, it did die. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Let the world collide! I swear by my sword, written in the stars.
Up the ante.
Die. Whoa! The one got knocked in the air and I didn't.
After Mondstadt for me.
No.
Shower me with praise. Time to shine. Wind, hear me. Ha! Fate is upon you. Ha!
On me.
Got it. Finally. Jesus.
Up the ante.
That took way too long. Alright. I think we are very free now. There we go. That was just awkward grouping.
Delve into destiny.
And honestly nothing else. There's not much else to say about it. Like, it was just awkward.
The ante.
The damage was clearly not the issue there. We even had the full, like, you know, remaining rotation we could take onto this enemy. Alright, bam. I bet if we were using a Sig, we could have gotten under 9 minute even. And maybe without I couldn't, but or maybe without I could, but whatever. It's fine. Anyways, really, he stalls. He's trying to stall the timer, make Varka seem worse than he is. But yeah, I don't know. I think that pretty well shows that Hydro Varka can be pretty dang good. Hydra was very relevant to have for various whatever enemy mechanics. But anyways, let's go show, you know, full power mono Pyro Varka, because, you know, Pyro's relevant too, obviously. And I will be using Lanyan because I just don't want to deal with getting interrupted. Alright, so for the Hera here, because Varka's doing both Animo and Pyro damage, I wanted to have physical immunity, but thankfully Varka, because of his, you know, normal attacks, doing a bunch of multi-hits, he's actually pretty good at dealing with this thing. With just doing some dash cancel. We don't want to do the slow N5. It's not that big a deal, to be clear. I think we have time to spare. But you can see it's going to take us a little bit. I'm not saying it's the fastest thing in the world, but we are almost done here. We can probably now start our rotation. Probably could have done it earlier, but than that, I should say. Lanyan also can get through this thing's shield quite quickly, but or not shield, but whatever. It's meter mechanic. I don't know what the heck to call it. Varka, can you crit, please? I mean, we are using low spare stone still, so I guess we only have 70% crit rate in this team, but whatever. I can tell you if I use a Sig weapon, we easily kill in one rotation, but oh no, we have to do 2 rotations. Woe is me. Actually, I can almost kill with Lanyan. Anyways, there you go. I don't think most people are going to be clearing this chamber with Pyro Varka. I wouldn't recommend it at a baseline, right? And also, yeah, we are just consistently at a really awkward break point here. Obviously, I think I can clear here without a problem, but it's safe to say that obviously if they continue making chambers like these all the time, it's going to be a lot harder to use someone like Varka with his baseline level investment. But Varka has pretty obvious methods of being able to scale higher to allow him to deal with this kind of thing. That I don't know that it's that kind of a problem. Like, I don't know. Like, when a character has inherently more potential versatility, then to me, I really need to actually stop yapping. By the way, I almost failed to clear this. But I was able to yap there and clear that without thinking that much. And I didn't have that good of a clear in the first side. I could have gotten a 30-second clear in the first side. But anyways, sorry. Like, I don't think that was an impressive showing. But if you followed that chamber, you know how ridiculous that chamber is without doing double Nod Cry. I don't think Varka is impressive for that chamber because I think teams that have a lot of front-loaded damage potential are much better. And this chamber should be pretty much trivial. Reason being is because Varka, one, he can actually break the shield, but more importantly, we actually just have enough red shred in the team that this boss is pretty bypassable with any team with multiple sources of red shred, I would say. Alright, and let's do this. Okay, I just wanted to do that to get his shield close to knockdown, so that as we start this next rotation here, yep. There we go. Yep, that's what I wanted. Can I get in Bennett buff? Whatever, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, there you go. So, yeah, he can break Geo Shields, because Claymore, yay. So yeah, I don't know, I really like this dude and how versatile he is, and this is just with his, like, default format teams, right? It's worth mentioning you can do something like Durin, Fischl, and Eonson, and that loses some multiplier. And that does lose, you know, multiplier value on Varka. But particularly the lower investment your Varka is, the less bad it is to go from the 2x multiplier, which is having, you know, double Pyro Hydro Electro Cryo and an Anima unit, to only a 1.4x multiplier, because going to 1.4x multiplier can be made up for by adding a, you know, another damage dealer. And that's kind of what happens if you do Durin, Eonson, and Fischl. And in doing that, you also gain Fischl's attack buff from having Overload present, so that buffs Varka a little bit and helps make up a bit for the multiplier loss. Not completely, obviously. But that plus Fischl's damage means I have found that Durin, Fischl, Eonson to be one of the most compelling team options for him. It's very clear to me most of the player base doesn't actually need that strong of DPSs for how they like playing the game. And that's fine. There's a lot of different ways you can enjoy Genshin. So the overfocus in my mind of like, Varka isn't the same overpowered DPS as the other overpowered DPSs is kind of just, ugh, in my mind. And I think he has a higher chance of having more staying power, but I don't know. We'll see what Nicole does for him in the future. She does what I think. I don't think she'll be super interesting. Like, again, I think she's just going to replace Bennett and make his mono pyro teams better, which I don't love because I think it's more fun to make Varka's other teams better rather than just his best team better. But anyways, that's it. Bye.